Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 970. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hey.
All right, so you finally saw Doctor Who Series 10, Episode 1, the pilot, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I have no idea what you thought of it, but I'm going to find out right now. I'm going to be surprised like everybody else. What did you think of it?
I thought it was all right. I wasn't like... This was the thing. Like, the first 15 minutes, I thought were a little slow, but I was okay with that because they were trying to they were trying to introduce Bill, and I guess kind of reintroduce the story to, I guess, the audience, since this is, one of the first episodes, technically, that we've had since Christmas,
Yes.
Or actually, it is the first episode we've had since Christmas. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But it's the first episode of Doctor Who we've had in a while, because I don't consider the Christmas special an episode. I consider that a Christmas special.
Right.
If
Or
that
the
makes
other
sense.
Christmas special.
Right.
The two Christmas specials.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
So I definitely see what Moffat was saying when he said that this was like a reboot, because it did feel a little bit different than what I'm normally used to with his stuff as of late. I didn't think the episode was bad by any means. However, I can see why some people may not like it, because, like I said, the first 15 minutes I felt were a little slow. I understood why. And, I'm glad it picked up toward the end,
Right.
which I thought was nice. The couple of things that I wasn't really a big fan of, I'll start with the one that was more of a nitpick. They just threw the Daleks in there for no reason whatsoever. When they showed up, I was like, oh, okay, sure, let's go with that. And then the other thing, and this is probably going to be a running theme with me on these casts for the next, this season, series, whatever. Nardole, get him out of there, please.
Yeah.
He serves no point to the plot. He wasn't funny. He wasn't clever. He didn't make me feel anything, really. Get him out of there, because he's taking up space, in my opinion. No offense to Matt Lucas.
Hey.
I have no problem with him. This character does not need to be there. I'm sorry. As of right now, I've seen two things with him, with the superhero episode or Christmas special, and then this, and I don't think he needs to be there.
Yeah.
Things I did like, I love Pearl Mackie. I think Bill is a great character, and I'm looking forward to her as a companion. And I hope she stays around. I know that that's up in the air right now, but I hope she stays around for more than a season. But again, this is the first episode she's in, so we have to wait and see. I thought the Doctor was great in the episode. I'm interested to seeing what's in that vault that he keeps talking about. I kind of liked the way he was lecturing. I thought that was pretty interesting, him being a lecturer and whatnot, and being there for 50 years. I thought him having the pictures of River Song and Susan on his desk, I thought that was very interesting, along with all the screwdrivers.
Well, that I was kind of questioning. Because
that was weird, but I was like, okay, it's kind of funny.
I mean, Moffat wrote the whole first story about the history of the sonic screwdrivers. And he basically said that the Doctor destroyed the factory to make a banana factory in the Dr. Dance's Empty Child, because he doesn't want anybody to have sonic screwdrivers. But then he's got he's got a thing of sonic screwdrivers. Hey, maybe you take one, maybe you don't. It's like, all right. Yeah. But anyway, I guess I'll let that slide. I guess.
But. There really wasn't much. Oh, the villain of the episode, I thought was
the puddle monster. I call it the puddle monster.
I was into it until the explanation, and then I was like, oh.
They're in a water ship.
Yeah.
The ship is water. Well,
it was like the fuel.
Liquid water. Well.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of people in there.
It was interesting. I have to say, it was interesting. Visually, it was interesting, but...
who's controlling the ship? Them or her?
I guess her.
And that's what they do. They don't care where they go, I guess.
I guess.
And they don't, are they evil, or are they? I mean,
honestly,
they killed her. I mean,
I guess
that's what the
guess
doctor said. He's like, you don't get a pass. That you killed someone.
Yeah.
Already.
I honestly, I was actually more interested in what was going on with her eye.
Yeah.
But you know, hey, she was attractive. I'll give them that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, it was an interesting concept. I just thought, I was like, okay, can time travel?
Yeah.
Why? Why does everything time travel now?
Yeah, right. Like I guess it's so easy now to do it. Like the Sisterhood of Khan does it easily. So I guess, hey, better than its hardest, mind you.
The one thing the one thing that Bill did that kind of made me question, you know, whether or not she was actually intelligent or not. When they were on the planet 23 million years in the future, and the Doctor and Nardole are talking, and she walks up to that puddle, and she looks into it. I was like, what do you think is about to happen?
Yeah, right.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is the Zygon BS all over again. These aliens can shapeshift into any known creature. They'll probably shapeshift into something that you know.
Right.
Doctor, why is my mother in there? Well, gee, I wonder why. Yeah. We're fighting a puddle monster.
I can't. We're a military a band that have been trained psychically and everything, and now we have to face our mother and shoot her, and it's like, we can't do it. We got to be
probably held up in that building. Remember, they can shapeshift into anybody and anything. Be ready. Where's my mother in there?
Oh my God, that's like the worst thing ever. But anyway,
but this one, she walks up to that puddle, and I was like, that's stupid. Why the hell?
Right. I mean,
like,
let me just touch her and see what happens. The doctor's like,
right. Like, even if you were just like, hey, there's a puddle over there. Maybe I should make sure that's not the thing. As soon as her face showed up, wouldn't logically you be like, Doctor, she's over here?
Right.
Like,
I mean, another thing was, is she inside Bill now? With the tears?
That's what I thought happened.
I was like, oh, they're miniaturized now. They're miniature puddle in the eye.
That's what I thought happened. I thought that maybe they put part of themselves inside Bill, and I don't know.
They're probably still with Bill right now.
Again, I thought it was okay. I wouldn't go nuts over this episode. I've seen better opening episodes to, you know, a series, but this definitely wasn't a bad episode. I'd give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Right.
It wasn't bad. I would
upgraded mine to a 5, which is average, but that's as high as I'm going.
Yeah, and trust me, I can understand. Well, actually, like, you didn't really tell me what it was that you didn't like because you didn't want to spoil it. So I guess you can tell me now. Like,
I mean, the thing is that Moffat had made interviews. He built this thing up like it's a reboot of Doctor Who, but it's not, though. I mean, it's connected to the classic series, connected to the new Who, and it's like, oh, this is a perfect jumping on point for all new fans. And I'm like, no. My problem was not necessarily he built this episode as the greatest, and it's not. And that's where I judged it more critically, because this is by far not a jumping on point for Doctor Who fans, really.
I agree. If I was showing somebody Doctor Who for the first time, this is not the episode I would show them.
I would not bring this in America and say, oh my God, I can't wait for you to see the puddle monster. It's like when Karen Gillan first came to the USA, and she was on Craig Ferguson, and they showed the God Complex clip with them just looking in rooms and the clown with a balloon, and the audience was like dead silent like crickets, and they expected there to be a clap or something. And then even Karen Gillan said, well, I guess they're not used to Doctor Who, whatever. But it was like boring as F, you know? And it's like, oh, that's clown with a balloon. And like, so like this thing, it's like, how could you get excited about, oh my God, there's this creature from the puddle? It's like, and then Nardole is I'm not, I just think about, we had 3 episodes with him already. You believe that? The Christmas special.
3?
Yeah. It's been River, which it was horrible. and it's been Dr. Mysterio, and he just was horrible.
Well, I could stomach him in the Husbands of River song, mainly because A, he wasn't in it that much, and B, I didn't think we would ever see him again.
Well, he was never meant to be a companion until he called up the BBC, and the BBC, yeah, Mop, you're getting a little dark, you know? Maybe you need some comedy. Here you go. And then he's like, oh, I like Matt Lucas. Matt Lucas is great. I'm company man BBC Moppin', and yes, this is what we need in Doctor Who. Meanwhile, he had no intention of doing that shit. He had no intention of having Nardole. That wasn't even part of the plans. It was like
you could tell that they're trying to make him that character that people are like, oh, he's so witty, he's so funny. And I was watching it and I was like, what has he said or done that has been funny?
It's like the forced character in a movie that's the insurance agent that travels around with the people from Jurassic Park, and then he gets eaten. He really don't belong there, but he has to be there. So the BBC are like, yeah, we want Matt Lucas in there. He took a super pay cut. In fact, he even paid us. No, it's like put him in. How much the whole season? The whole season. Okay, and the next thing is like Matt Lucas #1. Like I'm like, what? So
do you remember how you told me that apparently the future Doctor is going to be in this series? It's Matt Lucas. Watch.
Don't even say that, because some members are convinced of ours that he's going to be the Watcher and merge with the Doctor, and it's going to be like weird.
But he's a robot. Or something, right?
His head is real, I guess, or maybe not. Maybe he's really a robot totally, and he couldn't, he just called him Nardo. Maybe I don't know.
You know what's gonna happen, right?
Oh, I know what's gonna happen.
Towards the end of this series, he's gonna bust out like a laser cannon in his chest or something, and it's gonna be like, oh, he's so funny, but when he has to be.
What's going to happen? Listen, they leaked the whole damn season for us. So the Mondazian Cybermen are going to shoot the Doctor. He's going to jump in front, and his body parts are going to fly all over the place. And then Bill is going to be like, oh, and then his head is going to be talking to the Doctor, and like, it's been great and whatever. And then they're going to shoot the head too. And then it's over, because suppose it's a bloodbath. It's only a bloodbath because Nardole's in pieces, probably. That's the bloodbath, not real blood. It's just here's his arm, here's his leg, and it's like, wow. So he's going to get traumatized from that. So that's a bloodbath, and the first Doctor is definitely appearing. So and the Master is definitely appearing. So, and we already know the Christmas special, Chris.
We're going to have to put spoiler tags in the title for this one.
We already know the Christmas special. Spoiler is that Capaldi goes with the first Doctor. And after they save Gallifrey, they steal Gallifrey out of there. They're the ones that pluck Gallifrey out of the bubble. A second, I guess, after they put him in there. Or whatever. Something.
That sounds cool, actually. I mean.
I guess. Yeah, but also he regenerates the moment it's done. Like his eyes is supposed to be right before he regenerates. So
that's pretty interesting.
Again, I really am not happy about going back to that, because it's like, could Capaldi have his own regeneration thing in peace? Like his own scene, his own thing, without it being tied with all that? Like, could you bring Clara back for like an episode and just tie that up and then he regenerates?
No Clara.
I mean, I don't even think Bill is in the Christmas special, to tell you the truth. So, and the sad thing is that if he does regenerate into a woman, the new companion won't even know he was ever a man.
That's right.
So it'll be natural. It's like, oh. So 5 out of 10 for me, and 6 out of 10 for you, right?
Yeah, I'd go 6 or 7. I'll go 6.5 out of 10.
All right.
Because I'm going back and forth, and I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was good. But as far as openers go, A, I don't think this is one of the better openers I've seen. And right. B, I would not show this to somebody who's never seen Doctor Who before.
I'm embarrassed at certain episodes of Doctor Who that I would not show. Like the God Complex, I wouldn't show like either. But
I would show the God Complex to somebody who was already a fan, like if they hadn't seen, you know. Honestly, though, I think the episode that I would show to people to get them into Doctor Who, and this is just my opinion, I'd probably show them the 11th Hour.
Oh, God. I mean, yes, I liked it afterwards. It took like about 30 different tries, but when I first saw that, once I saw the eye in the sky, me and my kids were almost turned off from watching it.
Really?
Originally. I mean, it changed, thank God, but I wouldn't show 11th Hour.
I mean, that might sound like a weird choice because you're saying, well, what about 9 and 10? I would probably tell them to go back and watch it if they like the 11th Hour because I like the 11th Hour. I
like it now, but again, if I remember what I first thought of it when I first saw it, it's going to be the same reaction for a lot of people probably. So, you know, it's weird.
I think Deep Breath is a little too dark to show people.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that might turn them off from the show. But
Christmas Invasion, I would show.
Maybe.
With David Tennant.
I could see that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't even think now that I think about it, I don't even know if I would show them an opener as the first episode.
It might be just like a David Tennant.
Yeah.
Or something, like one of them.
Yeah, I might show them something else that wasn't a finale or mid-season finale, or a Christmas special. I'd probably show them someone who's never seen Doctor Who before. I'd probably show them something within the season.
We did a cast before me and Hayden, and the topic came up, and Hayden said, "Listen, what if they decided? What if you just watched it? Nobody knew who the Doctor was Christmas, and then all of a sudden he regenerated into David Tennant again." For like 3 years locked. He's like, I would lose my shit. What about you? And I said, I would go crazy. I would love it. You know, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Now, if they did something like that, would you have a problem with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I would not be a fan of that at all, unless they said this. Unless they said he did that to test run what the curator said about regenerating into the favorites,
right?
Then I would be okay with it. But if he did like a quote-unquote degeneration,
right?
Yeah, if he did like a degeneration, I wouldn't watch that season.
Well, what if the thing is, all right, John Sim's back, but he doesn't regenerate yet, and Chibnall decides to keep John Sim around for Series 11, and the Doctor, knowing this, that the Master's around and everything, decides to test the theory about choosing old favorites and just becomes Tennant because of that, like the 10.
I'd be all right with that.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with that. But my one condition would be that the next Doctor has to be somebody else. Because if he keeps going back to old Doctors, which he really wouldn't have a lot to choose from. I mean, you know, because a lot of the older Doctors, no offense to them, but I think they're too old to play the part. You know, as much as the newer actors do. I would ask them to get a new actor. I would want them to get a new actor after David Tennant came back. But, I mean, at some point, he's going to have to start doing that. I don't know if we're ever going to see that on screen other than the curator, but I don't know. I wouldn't be totally against it, but the only thing I'd be totally against with that would be like, oh, he degenerated into his 10th Doctor form. Then I'd be like, no.
Well, I mean, my thing is that if we're given a choice, do you want a female Doctor or do you want David Tennant as a Doctor? I'm choosing David Tennant.
I would pick David Tennant only if they said he regenerated, but it's another regeneration, but he did it doing what the curator said he could do.
Right. Okay. I'm not on board with the female Doctor thing.
Me neither. Yeah, no. We've been through this already. I mean,
so, and again, I don't care what people think the rules are with Doctor Who, that you can't have a degeneration. Well, you can't really have a woman either. So if you're going to do the woman thing, I'd rather have a degeneration. Sorry. I'm not having it, man. I know for a fact.
I honestly think that.
Yeah.
Oh, no. There was a little bit of lag there. That's why. I honestly think that the chances of having a female doctor are far greater than him ever regenerating back into
that sucks.
an old doctor or degenerating into an older doctor.
I gotta tell you, that sucks totally, because that would just
what? I'm gonna go one step further, and this really kind of, in my opinion, is like, wow. I think we have a better chance of seeing a female doctor than the Valyard ever in the show.
Well, that's obvious, unfortunately. That's a shame too. It's got to be a guy. I mean, this is just, they put, when this BBC came out the other day, you saw that?
Yes.
And it said, absolutely not going to have a female doctor. Absolutely not. And then you would think that the news articles would reflect that.
Yeah.
But today, all day, we're getting, again, the one from Fleabag that kind of loves that one. And then the other one, the other actress that kind of likes too. And it's like, I don't want these people. Why? Why do we got to do this?
I'm telling you, man. I think that I'm sticking by what I said. I think this next doctor is going to be male, and the next one's going to be female. I'm telling you, doctor number 14.
All right. Well, let's just get the male in there, and we'll worry about the female doctor later on. Maybe whoever has that choice is not in charge anymore. I mean, I'm telling you, we'll destroy Doctor Who. People don't understand what I'm talking about. They don't get it. The ratings are gonna go in the toilets so bad that people are gonna be like, oh, regenerate her. And then there's gonna be a fallout for regenerating her.
Oh yeah, because people will say, oh well, the next doctor needs to be female too, or something.
No. Listen, you know me when it comes to numbering. I was pissed about the War Doctor, and I love John Hurt. Mm-hmm. I've seen everything, so I was angry. I do like what we saw, like the scene that is a great scene with Matt Smith and from Name of the Doctor, but not in the Name of the Doctor. That was great, but they handled that poorly with that whole numbering shit.
I thought so, yeah.
They should have just said the potion made him that. But the regeneration's not complete, and there's the that's it. Not that he's actually an incarnation with the regeneration energy. I still don't believe that. I still say that the potion, whatever way you slice it, they don't even know how many regenerations he had left because he used some energy for a river, and then in Nightmare and Silver he had one and he didn't. So.
Well, I mean, I was always under the impression that it was the 8th Doctor that fought in the Time War, and I like that idea.
That's what it was.
I like that idea because the 8th Doctor is I always go back and forth on this, but the 8th Doctor is like my favorite Doctor.
Yeah, and then Moffat, you saw his face when they were talking about old doctors, and he's like, one day I'll change that. One day. Yeah.
I mean, it annoyed me because don't get me wrong, I like John Hurt and I do like the War Doctor character, but seeing him there, that character just felt so out of place to me because it's like, we've never seen this character before. So why should we care? This version of the character, I should say. It's like, why should we care?
Yeah.
I was questioning that. How much better would it have been if, and again, no offense to John Hurt, but how much better would it have been if Paul McGann was the one there?
Yeah.
With them. I think that's my opinion.
I don't know if you ever saw when they had Russell T Davies and Moffat together going down the line in the special when they were talking about old doctors, right? Mm-hmm. When they got to McGann, Moffat was he looked like he was having diarrhea. He was having struggles. He was he looked like he wanted to beat the shit out of somebody. And and Russell T Davies too. It was we didn't choose him. And he's kissing, and now we're basing our doctor on him, and but he did the Time War, he did it all, and then you see Moffat just in his head. He's in the head. It's creating. I'm gonna do something to prevent this. Right there and then, he was writing the script right there and then in his head, where the 8th Doctor would not have anything. I'm telling you, because you saw his eyes were glowing. It looked like almost he could become the Hulk, like he had purple shorts. I swear, you gotta watch it. He was bugging F out. It was almost as if he was having withdrawals for heroin or crack. Like he was shaking, he was going nuts. And you knew, honestly, dude, I'm telling you.
It was like Eighth Doctor, triggered.
And I remember telling the kids, look at this effing idiot. Like, look at this guy. He's just, like, we didn't choose him. You know, and he got the glory of being that and kiss his companions and everything. And I was going like crazy, like, ah! And then, like, one of those movies where the guy's screaming and just jumps out the window for no reason. That's what Papa was. It was like they had to pop Xanax, or after the take was over, they're like, giving them brown paper bags. Calm down.
Breathe,
Jesus
Christ.
Jesus. Jeez, all right, you get David Tennant in the 50th. Just relax. It's like, you're just freaking out. So, ever since then, I'm like, oh, that's over. I knew it. I knew what I saw. I'm like, it's over. I think we even did Castle. I'm like, it's over. That's it. It's over. And what did he try to do? He tried to make the Ninth do it. And the Ninth didn't even know that he was doing it. He signed on, and he's like, when they had the read-through, he's like, I just regenerated and I saw Rose. Like, I didn't push the button. I didn't kill Billy. What are you, crazy? I'm not going to have my doctor have that black mark on him. No. But you signed. I don't give a shit. I quit. It's like, well, you know, there you go. Oh, crap, we're filming. Let's just throw, we got John Hurt. Just throw him in there and just throw him in the finale. It's like, what?
I got to tell you, when I had missed that episode when it aired, the one with where John Hurt was revealed.
Yeah.
When I got home and watched it, I remember my mom saw it and she was like, "You're gonna love this ending because watch what happens." So I was watching it, and like he showed up and it said introducing John Hurt as the Doctor, and I was like, "Hold on!" It confused the hell out of me. I was like, "So what are you saying? Is he the next Doctor? Like what?" It was weird. It was.
I saw that.
I don't even think I was on the show.
I probably just pooped right there when I saw that. It's like the dog. I'm like, what the? You know, it just. Oh my god! I just lost it right there. There was no toilet around. Probably it was just right out. Damn it! I don't know. That's why you need the pass. No, anyway, it was crazy, dude. It was crazy.
It was like in like.
I lost you. And it's not.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
No, it was like, you know, I forget which Star Wars movie it was, but somebody says something to Vader and he just goes, "What do you mean?" And I was like, John Hurt as the Doctor. Wait, what?
What? It's like those stupid theories, like Snoke is Darth Vader and Senator Palpatine and Plagueis that was mixed in a bowl. It's like maybe Snoke is the 13th Doctor. How great would that be? But then, what was worse? I mean, it was a great episode, the 8th Doctor. But then when he regenerated into a young John Hurt, like really, that whole regeneration thing made me sad because they just made the 8th Doctor just give up hope, and I was like, well, I guess that makes sense, but like, he was so like, give me the machine guns, let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna kill everybody. It's like, oh my god, all right, wow. And Moffat almost undid that, which might have even been worse, preventing the 50th, because he lost a lot of friends, or friends were angry. He wasn't invited over to barbecues anymore. There was no dinners. People just. They make sure to give him like 8 ribs off the rack, and they're like, yeah, even Russell T. Davis was pissed. Russell T. Davis was pissed too. It was like, oh yeah, you know. So he just sat in his backyard with the weeping angel. What do I do? Yeah. So there's that. So, anywho, no, we got off topic, but the pilot people is just not, I guess. But we got something great for you tomorrow. The emoji robot on an alien planet. That we've wanted him to go on alien planets, but emoji robots. Oh, the applause button is going off. Yay! People are supposed to applaud, and then we're oh, yeah, all right, thanks. You know, maybe that's the episode we'll show people when we want them to stop watching Doctor Who. The emoji robot, or that, or Sleep No More. I got to tell you, I'm never going to have a cast. You and I are never going to have a cast again where I say spoonheads, tree people, it can't get any worse. Because it does. It does. And the next monster will be the crumb creature. What happens to that crumb? Where does it go when you drop it? It's not there, is it? It walks. What? It has intelligence. What are you talking about? It's the crumb. Seriously, it's just like, you know. And then the doctor talking to a companion, did you know that your poop is alive? What do you think it does when it goes on the toilet? It's like, it's like, oh my God. They got to stop with this nonsense. Like, seriously. These DC villains are not working. The people in the 60s, they probably have a heart attack. If they saw like Spoonhead and Tree People, oh, the forest saved everybody. The tree branch hugged us. And they blanketed the earth and protected everybody. They burned. They just, yeah, all right.
I don't know what was more, like, I don't know which reaction was better of mine. Like, when I saw that, or when they're like, oh, look, the moon hatched.
I knew you were going to say that. I was like the doctor when he went to look for Gallifrey, he didn't find it. Busted the TARDIS, like, into pieces.
Because I was into that episode. I was really into it. And I was like, wow, this is, like, what's happening to the moon? This is crazy. Those monsters were really cool. And then that happened, and I was like...
I know I was breaking shit. Because I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean you don't like Earth? What do you mean you don't like it? Why are you leaving Clara? What is that? And then she told him off.
Yeah.
Like, basically, if they were allowed for her to say, go F yourself, she would have said it.
Yeah.
And I was like...
But I just remember seeing the giant monster hatch from the egg, and I was just like... Wait, did that really was the point of this episode? And then they're like, oh, look, it laid a new moon. And I was like...
Right.
Oh, like, why?
I know, man.
That had to be an alternate universe.
I hope. Because I say right now, if I go into Doctor Who, I'm going to make it that way. I'm going to make it that way. Because I heard a runaway line. I didn't realize it and listen. That he said, oh, yeah, sometimes we go into different time zones. Meaning parallel universes? I don't know. But anyway, that's what I would do. Yeah, it's an alternate universe. Don't worry about
it had to be an alternate universe, or it had to be like a planet that was like exactly like Earth that they just never seen before. And that, you know, because this is my thing, right?
Yeah.
I would totally accept that story if it wasn't Earth's moon. If
Correct.
It was like another planet, I'd be like, oh, cool. But the moon for Earth,
which they already established in John Pertwee's episodes, was a real moon. It was like maybe even another planet that just became like a moon or something, whatever.
They should have just had Obi-Wan show up and be like, "That's no moon, it's an egg." And the doctor be like, "Who the hell are you? Like, why are you dressed like that?"
It's the Death Star. What? No. Yeah. Yeah, I would just make it an alternate reality to save. You know, we'll tinker if we ever become showrunners. We'll just go back and we'll fix things. Like, yeah, he was just, you know what? He was on Gallifrey and crack that Rassilon sipped into his tea. He had no idea. And it was just like, okay. Damn.
The moon is an egg.
The moon is an egg. The shoulder is an eternal.
The trees will protect the earth.
A bird is running at you. You're going to die. It's like, okay.
I did like that episode, though.
I did, though, too. I did, too. And I liked Rings of Akatin also with the leaf. But, you know, because, yes, leaves could kill people. Or they could kill gods.
You know, giant sun parasites.
Yeah. All right. I don't want this to be a rip fest because we're going to hear these comments like you wouldn't believe that these people think we're serious and fast. All right. Yeah, no. Whatever. All right. We'll be back a little later. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye for now.